They mocked the quiet new nurse, called her rookie, mouse, dead weight. But what if the weakest-looking person in the room was once the strongest warrior on the battlefield? Keep listening, you won't believe what happens next. St. Alden's Hospital. 6 a.m. A quiet new nurse moved silently down the sterile hall. Hey, rookie, you here to fold linens or here to cry? Mocking laughter echoed behind her. They called her the mouse, dead weight, a silent ghost. She ignored them, kept her head down, focused on her work. Suddenly, the floor trembled deeply. A deafening roar shook the roof. A guard burst in yelling. Navy helicopter landing! They're asking for a SEAL combat medic! An officer stormed in shouting. Where is Specialist Raina Hail? We need her now! Raina Hail, 29, was a ghost of her former self. She was an ex-SEAL combat medic, one of the elite few who left the service after the catastrophic Nightfall Ridge mission. She lost her entire team that night. Every last man. The weight of that failure, the trauma, had broken her. St. Alden's was supposed to be her sanctuary, a place to hide in routine, a place to finally be silent. But her quiet ways made her an easy target. Brenda, the charge nurse, loved power. Rookie, you missed 2 steps on the supply count. Do it again, faster. We don't have time for slow learners. Raina's answer was always soft, precise, obedient. Yes, Nurse Brenda. I'll correct it immediately. Dr. Peterson muttered loud enough for her to hear. How did she even get her license? She looks like she'd faint at a paper cut. They never saw the truth. They never saw the woman who once did an emergency airway in pitch darkness under enemy fire. They never saw the strength that carried a 200-pound SEAL half a mile through a hostile zone while bleeding herself. The warrior was locked away. Raina wanted her to stay gone. But true skill never stays buried long. Hook, wait until you see what happens when a patient codes, and then Mouse suddenly takes command. 9:30 a.m. The code blue alarm screamed. Patient 312, Mr. Harrison, frail, scheduled for a minor procedure, went into sudden cardiac arrest. Chaos exploded. Brenda shrieked, fumbling drugs. Crash cart! Someone grab the AP, hurry! Raina moved. No shouting, just smooth, terrifying speed. She gently pushed Brenda aside. Her voice cut like ice. Quiet. Get epinephrine 2 milligrams, now. Brenda blinked. Who are you to order me? You're the rookie. Raina ignored her. Hands locked, she started perfect chest compressions, deep, rhythmic, unstoppable. The whole room fell into her beat. 40 seconds later, beep, 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 sinus rhythm returned. Dr. Peterson stared in shock. Where did you learn that timing? Raina wiped her hands, mask back on. I've worked in places where error means death. Brenda snapped. You broke protocol. Raina bowed her head. I apologize. I overstepped. It wasn't for saving the life. It was for being seen. 10 minutes later, the building shook again, harder. A massive Navy helicopter thundered onto the roof. Hook, this time they weren't here for any patient. They were here for her. Security yelled. It's the Navy! Emergency landing! They need Specialist Raina Hail, now! Every head turned. Brenda's jaw dropped. Raina's eyes flashed pure horror. She had changed her name, hidden, run. But they found her. Lieutenant Commander Hayes leapt from the helicopter. Doc Hale, thank God. We have a critically wounded SEAL. You're the closest trauma expert we trust. She tore off her hospital gloves, face changed, focused, deadly. She sprinted to the roof, ducked under spinning blades, jumped inside. And froze. The dying man on the litter was Lieutenant Cole Anders, her old team leader, the man she thought died 3 years ago at Nightfall Ridge. The reason she quit. You're alive? She whispered, voice breaking. Cole rasped through the oxygen mask. Only trust your hands, Raina. Then the medic snapped back. He's crashing. Tension pneumothorax. Needle decompression and chest tube, now. We're doing this here on the deck. Brenda screamed from the door. You can't operate! This is malpractice! Commander Hayes growled. That woman is the best combat medic SEAL Team Bravo ever had. Stand down, now. Raina cut, inserted the tube, air hissed out, vitals stabilized in 12 minutes. The same hands they mocked for folding blankets just saved a life in a vibrating helicopter. Hook. But the real shock was still coming. The secret she carried for 3 years was about to destroy careers and rewrite history. The rooftop surgery went viral. The hospital director threatened to fire her for breaking rules. Then 2 Department of Defense officers walked in with a classified folder. Ms. Hale operates under permanent Level 5 military medical authority worldwide. She can perform any procedure, anywhere, anytime. Discussion over. The truth finally spilled. Nightfall Ridge wasn't a tactical mistake. A high-ranking officer canceled their extraction to protect his own career, leaving the team to die. Raina, the only survivor, stayed silent for 3 years to protect the Navy's reputation. She carried their failure alone. Cole, now awake in ICU, told the world. She didn't just save me today. She saved me 3 years ago by swallowing the truth so the command wouldn't collapse. She is the strongest person I've ever known. Reporters swarmed. Brenda fell to her knees crying. I was so wrong. I called you weak. Raina helped her up. We all carry things no one else can see. Raina never wanted medals. She turned down the Congressional Medal of Honor. Give it to the nurses who run to every code blue and still come back after abuse. They're the real heroes. Instead, she built the Hale Response Team, an elite unit of speed, skill, and zero judgment. Brenda joined first. Teach me, Doc Hale. I want to learn real leadership. 1 year later, St. Albans became famous for saving the unsavable. Raina stood on the roof at sunset, Silver SEAL medic badge glinting on her collar. A Navy helicopter flew low, dipped its nose in silent salute. She nodded back, calm, complete, finally at peace. The quiet nurse they mocked turned out to be the hero they needed. Never judge the book by its cover. The strongest hearts often hide behind the quietest faces. If this story moved you, type in the comments. I will be kind.